we are live with Jess Alvarez Parfrey, my co-conspirator, and amazing woman, mother, sister, what else? Magician.
So many things. I'm like, Ana Rosa, I need like the whole show just to go through your list. Badass woman, coalition builder, game changer, visionary. But yeah, it's been a while since we've done the weekly Wellness Wednesday. I know I've been involved in a lot of other things and just kind of needing to slow down in some other ways, but it's awesome to be able to check in. And we had a nice chat this morning, kind of dreaming and scheming about some other projects that we're really passionate about. But how are you doing, Mohit? How is everything kind of balancing out for you right now?
Doing good. I feel really energized today. I think our conversation today really put me on a good foot. I just miss everybody of not like checking in for such a long time. So I'm excited to start doing these Wellness Wednesdays again, but also to let folks know that we're kind of switching modes a little bit to be more of a production type duo. And there's been actually a lot of content that has been happening throughout the last month that we took a break. So for KZAA, if you were listening, we actually released a zine with Danny Rosehill and Jessica Bixby and Maria Lozano and Dr. David Pello and Emily Williams around tracing the steps of oil. And Diana, actually, who's joining us now, was also part of that, as well as we covered a grassroots Green New Deal house meeting that we did with Food and Water Action. So Diana, welcome. We're just getting started, so you didn't miss too much. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm okay. I just came from a lot of meetings and a lot of class, so I'm kind of overwhelmed. But yeah, I'm okay.
You.
Yeah, it's nice seeing you.
What classes are you taking right now? I mean, we don't have to spend too much time on that, but
I'm taking a chem class. I'm taking analytical chemistry, and then I'm taking a geography class, which is like stats, but like coding and like all this stuff, and I'm like not good at it, so I'm just like over here at the office hours like trying to get as much help as I can get because I just don't understand it. And like it's so hard because like it's a 5-unit class in a 6-week session online, so it's just a lot. And I feel like professors aren't being very lenient anymore because they're like, oh, we've been doing the COVID stuff for a while, so they're just like not caring really. So I'm just overwhelmed because I feel like I'm gonna fail.
I'm sorry, Diana. That really sucks though, and I just keep hearing this, how professors, some of them have this attitude like, oh, we've been in this already, like you should have adapted, you've gotten your chance to rest, which is so effed up in my opinion. And so
Exactly. It's annoying. I'm like, I'm not used to it. Like some classes, like you just can't do online. Like this one is really hard online because it's just a lot of techie stuff. So we just spent like the majority of our time right now, like people like just trying to learn the very basics part and not even like really starting the lab, just being like, how do you even import the data? Like we spent so much time talking about that.
dang.
And they've already extended the first lab, but the second one has already came up, so I'm just confused. I'm just gonna email the fuck out of them and annoy them until they help me.
Yeah, BCC some people on that, keep some eyes on that if you need a BCC on that.
How are y'all though? How are y'all
Oh,
doing?
we're doing good. We were just checking in. Like I was telling Ana Rosa, like I feel like this time I'm learning how to get better at owning my yeses and my nos. So like the shit that I say no to, like I just have to like hold those lines and those boundaries because
Yes.
this is a difficult time. It is overwhelming and it comes up even when we feel like we're in a good groove and we're being productive, like it's still really strange and difficult. And I'm just trying to be as present as I can while also being like, upholding the things that I'm committed to and passionate about. But at the same time, I got to take care of myself and like be better about being more available for Easton too, because he notices. He's like, "You've been on the screen all day. How come I can't be on the screen all day?" And I'm like, "Oh."
We model that behavior that we want them to embody.
Exactly. So I'm having to like hold myself to task and be very like, yeah, be like, yeah, you're right, Easton. I need to not be on the computer right now. I need to go chill.
I love him. He keeps calling you out.
So does
Know how to.
Gloria. That's why they get along so well.
He's
They
not
do.
afraid to call out. I love it.
It's great. They're gonna be little movement leaders for sure. Oh my gosh, just like, they're ready. But yeah, we were kind of thinking of like what's come up that we want to talk about, and we were just kind of starting to talk about Kamala Harris being the VP pick for Biden, and I just I don't know how to feel anymore, honestly, about our politics. I really don't.
It's just there's such a long way to go with national politics for sure, and then even just statewide, that it feels like overwhelming to look at it in the context of how far there is to go. So for me, what my brain goes to is what can we do locally that
Mhm.
makes an impact. And for me, that's why I love Que Madre, because we're creating alliances with other femmes um, within the community who are caretakers in different kinds of ways, where like every single person is so powerful that if we're able to amplify each other's voice, there is no other outcome but then for it to really make a change in our communities. You know, like Diana, you're the bomb, you're amazing, and have really just loved connecting with you. And I think you're a very modest person, and you underestimate yourself all the time, but hopefully you see the light that you are in our community.
Hell
That's
yeah.
so sweet. I feel like I psych myself out a lot. Like, that's something me and Elvia, we always tried to like get ourselves to like just be like, okay, we need to stop. We need to just like praise what we've done already, because I feel like it's very easy, especially in the university. Like and the activism in university is very like competitive sometimes, and it's very much like woke Olympics. It's like who's the most woke, and it's so it like goes from oppression Olympics to like woke Olympics, and then it's like horrible and it's not sustainable at all. So that's why like I've honestly like kind of given up on, well, not given up, I just am like, that's not the work for me, like doing work on campus that much. It's just a lot, and I love like being with community members, like just like I feel like that's so much more fulfilling for me to do that type of work. So that's how I feel, but I'm like still trying to get through this. So then when I saw your document today, I was like, yes, this is a reminder of like why like I love it so much. It's just like such a, I don't know, good space to be in. But thank you, Anna. Thanks for grounding me. Like I've been just everywhere this week.
You're gonna get through it. You're gonna get through it. Oh, is that Chelsea?
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of people who are everywhere all the time, here's one of those people that we are so inspired by. Chelsea, thank you for joining us.
Oh, what's up, y'all? Hi, Diana.
And we're headband twins today.
What happened?
We're headband twins today.
Girl, I was feeling it. I looked for a flower. I was trying to cue my Ana Rosa, and he's showing up all cute. I had my lunch meeting, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get dressed today. Jeans are really oppressive, by the way. I forgot how fucking oppressive they are.
Because you have to jump into them.
Oh, it was the worst. And I'm not even like doing the Beyonce jump because I got an ass. I'm just doing the jump because I got a cute little COVID belly going on. I was like, this is terrible. Why am I doing this?
Yeah. I don't do jeans anymore. Not unless they're basically just leggings.
Yeah, I do not wear jeans anymore, and I feel like I've just let go during COVID because I'm like, whatever, I don't even care anymore because I'm always wearing like loose clothing. So I just like don't even wear jeans. I haven't even gone outside today.
Yep.
Too for a while, but I'm trying to get myself back um, into like working out, and I definitely worked out last night, and actually my legs are really sore today from that. And I have a bike now that I'm in love with and trying to ride it as much as I can. But we were starting to talk about before you got on, Chelsea, about Kamala Harris being the pick for VP. What do you think about this?
That's kind of how we react. We're like,
Deep sigh. And
mm-hmm.
what we are not going to do is tell Black folks how they need to feel in this moment, because folks are expressing a wide range of emotions. For some people, this is historic and they are joyous. And for some folks, they're tapping into all of the trauma and pain and feelings of betrayal. And so I read something from Adrienne Marie Brown. I know we're all fans, and I always kind of go to her when I'm thinking about both honoring my feelings and also thinking about strategy, right? And thinking about all the things that we're trying to accomplish in this world. And so I think she had some good reflections in her blog that kind of grounded me today. So I haven't said anything publicly. I haven't posted. I'm just kind of sitting with my own shit and reading and taking in other folks' thoughts and being mindful about not being a non-Black person asserting my opinions all over other people's shit. So that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, I wish she hadn't been touting her prosecutor record right now on that little speech that she just gave. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's complicated, I think is kind of the answer. It's complicated, but I'm hopeful. And also before you jumped on, we were just kind of reminding ourselves and grounding ourselves of the power of just looking locally and just all of the tremendous work that you've been carrying, that Healing Justice folks and just the community, largely women in our community, have been doing on the ground. So I have faith always in us. So honored to know.
I wanted to report on the huge victory yesterday, where the Santa Barbara City Council, we got St. Paul's African Methodist Episcopal Church actually passed unanimously to be a city historical landmark. So that was work that Sojourner and our leaders in Healing Justice worked on, and it's just so powerful that it's finally happening. We know it took a little too long to happen, but I'm just happy that it finally did happen.
That's awesome.
Girl, that and Indio Muerto Street is gonna be gone. All kinds of visions that, you know, we're all just standing on the shoulders of giants, right? That all kinds of visions that people, that community, the folks of color, that Indigenous folks, Black folks have had and been working towards for a very long time with very little support. Shit's happening. And that's just, I'm glad y'all bring this up, because I'm really trying to ground folks in, like, yeah, there's a lot of reasons to despair. But when we think about our locus of control and the ways in which we can show up for one another and hold our elected officials accountable, the people that we put into office in our own communities, when we build coalitions and we stand in solidarity with one another, I kind of feel like right now in this moment, you know, if we keep following the leadership of, you know, Black community leaders, Indigenous community leaders, I feel really empowered right now as a community. And I feel like, yeah, this is like, even if you're not excited about the fucking presidential elections, like, vote down ballot, vote for Prop 15, vote for Prop 16. Like, these are things that will create real tangible change in our communities when we're talking about like reclaiming resources, you know, schools and communities first, like the difference that can make for our future generations. Prop 16 with affirmative action, like, damn, y'all, like that, we can create change that way. So I'm taking up space. I'm gonna be quiet.
No, that's great. Because we spoke, Jess, Chelsea, and I spoke on Monday, and I feel like we were in a little bit of a slump and how much can change, like in the matter of a couple days. Because then the neighborhood council meeting happened, where it was unanimously voted, as you alluded, for India Muerto Street to change to Hutash Street, which means Earth Mother Street. So just what a 180, right? To see that and to have indigenous folks to be able to be in Santa Barbara and not have to see that on a constantly, like, everyday basis, oppressing them and their identity, us and our identities. And also La Casa de la Raza is in the process of also being recognized as a historical landmark. So I mean, we're doing as much as we can and we are making a difference, even though it sometimes feels like we're not, but we really are.
That community stabilization plan, like if that can have real teeth and resources behind it, that's going to be a win. That's being continued to next Tuesday at 10 a.m. because too many people called in for public comment, which is a beautiful thing. And we got to win all these school board elections and board of trustees elections to protect our K through 14 system, our most marginalized students in those systems. So I believe that we will win.
So do I. We cannot elect white supremacists to these positions. So Diana, can you share with us where things are at with Mauna Kea? Because I know you've been really involved in that effort.
Yeah, so we just had a call on Tuesday, kind of giving people more information on the campaign. So back in July 30th was when TMT was actually up for discussion at the UC Board of Regents meeting. So that was really great because like after so many like Board of Regents meeting of students showing up for public comment and also like calling in or actually showing up in person, because they did like back in January, a lot of folks like showed up in person, and also a lot of talking to the chancellor. They finally put it on the discussion. The only thing that was kind of like upsetting was that I think only about like 5 of people who opposed TMT were able to speak. And then after that, it was pro TMT people, which we felt like was very intentional, because so the way it went, like public comment is given first, and it was like people who opposed TMT went like first, and then people who were pro TMT went second. And that's not how it's supposed to be. It's usually supposed to be like random, but I feel like it was very much like set up that way, because then the regents have a discussion about it after public comment is given. They also didn't extend public comment on the other days they had extended public comment. So it was like a very few amount of people who were able to speak on TMT, which was pretty upsetting. But at the same time, like we also got a lot of emails in, like written comments. So that was really good. And we were kind of just like strategizing and seeing like how each regent was responding to the project. And a lot of them, like there was definitely some that were on the fence about it, and just in terms of like the funding, because it's like very expensive. Like the cost went up to like 2.4 billion or something, and it used to be like 1.3, and the UC has already spent like over $60 million on it, which is more than they've spent for the CARES grant and like all that stuff, like for COVID. And they've also like fired they've laid off a lot of people, and they finally, actually good news about the COLA folks in Santa Cruz. I think like 40 of the initial grad students that were fired back in March were finally reinstated. So that's really good news, but it took them this long. So yeah, but that's pretty much where it's at right now. We're trying to focus on like seeing how we can get the regents to change, like the ones that are for this project and the ones that are like against, like how can we lobby them a little bit into being against TMT. But so right now, like the next Board of Regents meeting is September, and we're not sure if we want to call for a vote, because the vote basically, like, it was only up for discussion, meaning that there's no action. So they didn't vote or anything like that. But like if they do decide to vote in September, we want to be sure that they're going to vote against it and not for it, just because that would be really bad, because then that would be way harder to be able to stop the project. But yeah, it's been a really, really great, really good movement to be a part of. I really just, everyone is so knowledgeable, and I feel like I'm just like, I'll do the social media stuff and help y'all out. But now I feel like I'm kind of stepping more into a bigger role, just because a lot of folks have graduated, and Yaika, she is moving to, or has already moved to Amsterdam for her grad school program. So, and she was like the main like person for that. So I'm kind of like, oh God, I don't know about this transition, but it's nice to definitely be around people that are supporting this movement. And yeah, that's how I feel.
It's in good hands with you.
Oh gosh.
Speaking of votes, I wanted to let everyone know that the Santa Barbara County Planning Commission approved the building of another pipeline in North Santa Barbara County, even though every single person who spoke during that Planning Commission meeting voted or spoke against it. And they did not get translation to work until half an hour after the meeting started. And the chair, who was the tie-breaking vote in approving that, did not understand what the Spanish speakers were saying. So she voted without like even having that information that people were giving her. So Chair Bridley, not cool. Hopefully they won't go through with building it, but it's just really upsetting because Santa Barbara County is touted as this big environmental place, you know, like environmentalist leader, but that is not showing leadership. So wanted to let folks know about that.
Man, come on. It's not funny, but it boggles the mind sometimes. Well, I mean, there's been so much work happening. So many of us are feeling just the strain and stress of doing the Zoom life. And then just like, I don't know, we were kind of starting to talk, like, what are we doing to take care of ourselves, which is always a question, like, oh, self-care, how are we taking care of ourselves and disconnecting? Like, how is it going is my question. Like, do you feel like you're finding a good flow with your self-care routine? Is it still elusive and challenging? I know for me, there's some days where I get it. I'm like drinking my water, I'm taking my walks, I'm saying no to things. And then there are other days where I like didn't have any water. I didn't go outside. Just not good days.
But honestly, even paying attention to it is a step, because I think I went a long time without even noticing. And it builds up to the point where your body will tell you that you have to notice, or it will get sick. So, I mean, I think even just being mindful of those ups and downs and noticing when you can do better about it, and helping each other check in. Like, I know with Casa staff, I check in with them. Hey, have you drank water today? Have you had breakfast or lunch yet? So doing that for each other, and stepping in when we can to help each other out.
Totally. It's a community affair.
So I have to jump on to the, what is it? Santa Barbara Women's Political Committee to endorse the homie Max Rorty for Goleta School Board, Goleta Union School Board. So I gotta go. I'm the worst at self-care. So I'm trying, because I talk to my students about that shit all the time, all the single mamas out there that are nurturing the next generation and not nurturing themselves. And I know all about that. So I'm trying to get out of that space. But damn, I'm deep in this. I'm like fucking so many years deep of not taking care of myself that I'm like, am I redeemable? Do I know how to change course?
Is that why you haven't given us your address? Because we will come over with care packages.
Yeah, but I have an asshole dog, and so then that becomes stressful, you know? But no, we just need to do more of those little days in the park. And thank you, Deanna. Like I said, I tried just a little bit today, little wing. Just bake it till you make it, you know?
Yeah.
But no, I think just being more mindful about like going outside is a big reminder. Like I go outside and walk around my little plantitas outside. I don't have a whole lot of green space, but I convinced all my neighbors to let us start growing food in our little concrete jungle development over here. And so we're growing food unsuccessfully sometimes, but we also just got the keys to the jardín over at Parque de los Niños. El Centro just got that code. So that's going to be happening. So I'm hoping that's very close to my house, that some days I can just go over and walk around there too. So nature heals, nature cures.
Totally.
All right, I love y'all. I will see
Love you too.
What in I'm gonna make
Half an hour.
6:30. It's 6:30, right? I'm gonna make that meeting, but I might
Why
be
did
a
I think
little
it was
late.
at 6?
I'm like, I'm showing up at 6:30.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll show up at
My
6:40.
shit's tight, so I know it's 6:30. All right. And
Right.
Deanna, you are the one that you have been waiting for.
Exactly.
So every time that you get insecure or get that imposter syndrome about your ability and capacity to lead, just know that we all see it in you, like 100. So I'm excited to see what you do out there. I know it's going to be big things.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diana spoke at La Casa de la Raza for this like environmental justice
Oh my
meeting that we
God.
had, and she was like, "I've never done this before. Bear with me." And then she broke it down. She broke down the knowledge to everyone and did such a good job. Did not even
I
seem
read
nervous
off of
or
it.
anything. And I was like, "Damn!" She just put it down, and it was her first time. So
Yeah.
I read off my phone.
Take the compliments, okay? Take compliments.
I was so scared. I was like, oh my God. I didn't even know what I was scared about, but I was scared.
Normal.
I feel like for self-care, I honestly haven't been doing that much. Like I was like really taking care of my face because I got into like a face routine and was cleaning my face a lot because I literally don't clean my face. Like I'll just I don't wash my face, which is really bad. And my friends are like, how do you not wash your face? And I'm like, I don't know. Like I just don't. Only when I shower. But I just been trying to like do that. And then like when I wake up, I've been trying to wake up early too. Like today I woke up at 7:30. But I haven't really been working out, which is like I feel like what I need to do to like really feel like
Same.
like sane, or like at least go like on a walk or something. But I did like, because I literally just realized like how much my body can like handle, because I did Half Dome in Yosemite. And that's like, it was like a 20-mile walk. I mean, not walk, hike. That was like a fucking journey, not even a walk. That was like a whole last journey. I felt like I was John Muir. Oh my God. And I got to scream fuck John Muir at the top. And then yeah, so that was but yeah, I don't know. I really want to like start hiking again and stuff, but I'm moving back to SB soon to come back to that weather and to the people. But that's what I'm excited about. Also, Jess, but I see that this is recorded, so I'm gonna type it. I don't know if this is
Okay.
I can also please stop recording, and the rest of this can just be us. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, let me stop
Okay.
recording.
I'm like,
Or you
This
can
is
also
for
pause
Jess.
recording. I'll pause recording.
you can talk shit
I
about.
didn't know this.
I thought I sent you an email.
You sent me a calendar invite, and I was like, okay, cool. I didn't know this was for Que Madre. Well, hey, everyone.
Welcome to Que Madre, Diana.
Anna's our special guest this week.
Yes.
I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yay.
Glad to have you on. So how do we kind of want to wrap up our time together? We talked about a lot of stuff, just like, reflecting on just Kamala being named VP and just like all of the good that can still come out of our communities and is coming out of our communities, need for our self-care. What else do we want to talk about? Should we talk about WAP? Who watched that?
Watch that a
Yes.
few
it's so
times.
good. I watched it like 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got me beat by one.
Yeah. It's always fun. I love Cardi B, and Megan Thee Stallion. I love them. To be perfectly honest, I enjoyed the song. Wasn't that amazing? It was like a cool collab. I enjoyed the visuals. I thought it was so funny. I don't know if you've seen the Ben Shapiro video. He's like a conservative talk show guy, and he was reading the lyrics. He's like, see, this is what feminism brings us. And he was just reading it in the most awkward way. What's even more embarrassing is he even said his wife, she's like, and I consulted my wife, and it sounds like these women might have a condition. And, she doesn't have this issue. And we're like, oh, Ben Shapiro, what's going on with your life? I recommend you watch the video. It's hilarious. But yeah, just people can't handle it.
Well, just the way men can be very open about their sexuality, but when it comes to women, we're supposed to be very demure. And
Yeah. Polite.
yeah, it's a total double standard.
Absolutely. Absolutely the double standard.
They're afraid. They're just afraid of it though. Because they're like that whole music video, I feel like it's just like them asserting their like dominance over like these dumbass men. So that's why I was like, yes, because usually all rap is just like degrading to women, but like they're fine, like they're just reasserting their place and they're stepping into their power. So that's why I feel like it's such a great, like, especially Megan Thee Stallion, just like all of her music is just amazing. I love her.
She's a badass. I like her a lot too. I find it funny too. I don't know if you saw, there was like a petition going around to get Kylie Jenner out of the music video, because I will say her placement in it is very awkward. It's like everyone else gets like a little bit, and then she gets this long entrance to just walk through, and
She does nothing too.
That was very weird. I'm like, is she gonna start singing? Why are they focusing on her?
Yeah, at least dance or do some choreography.
Gave us like nothing with that. Yeah, like dance. I don't know. Someone was like, she probably paid like $1 million to be on it.
Maybe. Apparently Cardi B was like defending her and being like, she was so nice to my kid at her kid's birthday party, so I let her be in the video. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Damn, is that all it takes?
I know. I want to hang out with Cardi B. Jeez. All right. So
Other good videos?
we hit pop culture, good videos. Trying to think of anything else I've listened to recently. I don't know.
I feel like we need to make our own video for Que Madre.
I think we should. So music video on the horizon for Que Madre, one of our first Que Madre productions that we'll put together. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway, I think I need to tap out a little bit just so I have a few minutes before our next meeting, because the work never stops. But this was awesome to be able to just chat and like check in.
Yes, thank you for joining us today, Diana. You're welcome anytime.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Good to see you.
Love y'all.
Love you all. See you soon.
See y'all at 6:30.
Yes.
6:30.
Counting down the minutes.
Yeah.
Oh
All right.
God. All right. Bye.
Bye.